Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, D Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, August 10th. You can catch our live show on Twitch at DFrizzy_Frizz5. Facebook, or YouTube. Or if you're only seeing part of the show today, you can catch the whole show the next day on podcast. Frizz and the Grizz, Apple, Spotify, all those good places. Remember to hook your boys up. Press those buttons. Rate, subscribe, review. And also, if you're a fan, check out the TikTok at Frizz and the Grizz on TikTok. Great content, great clips. It's usually D getting dunked on, so definitely give that a look. Great show for you today. We're going to be talking some fantasy football. This is our yearly tradition. Get everyone ready for their fantasy drafts. I'm excited. D's excited. We're just generally excited that we have sports again that we care about. No offense to baseball. I know you're a WNBA guy, but the juices get flowing when fall starts to creep around the corner, right, D?
Yeah, it's I just said it when we were off air, like how quick we got here, because it felt like we were gonna have to stretch talking, random sports in the summertime, and it was really only like 2 episodes. That's it. And now we're here talking fantasy football. Football is literally here. We saw the first preseason game last week. We got a fleet of them, obviously, this Thursday. So it's officially football season.
You know what saved us this year?
What's that?
The World Cup.
Oh, wait, I was going to say the World Cup. Yeah.
Thank God for the World Cup.
I forgot about, not that like I forgot about it happening, but compared to other years, yeah, that actually would make sense as to why it wasn't as dragged out as it normally is during the non-football, non-basketball season.
Yeah. Do you like all the gear?
You're all Big Three'd out, so I know you're gonna want to talk about it, man. How was the Big Three tournament this weekend?
Just let you. I did not buy any of these things. There was
T-shirt cannon.
So yeah, I'll tell you. We sat. So we were looking to go to the Big Three. I've always wanted to check it out because it seems like a fun sideshow. A little sad because typically what I thought it was always with the Big Three is you get all the games, 4 games in one night, right? Apparently they only do that for some shows. So I only got 2 games, which I didn't know until like
you were prepped thinking that $10 a ticket. Hell yeah, I'll do this.
Everyone was leaving, and I'm like, that's weird. And it was kind of like lights out. I'm like, oh damn, we're done. So that was kind of disappointing. I didn't even see Dwight Howard. He wasn't part of the teams.
So I know that was the thing right there too. That's what I wanted for you. I wanted you to be able to watch him play.
But it was kind of cool. I feel like with the Big Three, like if you're gonna go to it, it's like you have to have the right mindset. It's just like, hey man, we're just having a good time. I don't give a shit. Like this is just for fun, which it was, right? So I waited to get tickets, and we ended up by like some tickets opened up right on the floor. So we were like 2 rows behind the basket, which was kind of cool. Just to see how like big these motherfuckers are. My daughter had an okay time. We had her like 45 minutes. She was locked, and then she's like, I want to walk around. I'm like, fuck. Which at first I was like, I don't care. Like, we'll do some walks around the Lowe's level because, we're at the Garden.
Yeah.
Like, there's 4 games. But then when I found out afterwards, there was only 2. I was a little disappointed. The best players we saw, like that you would recognize we saw Montrezl Harrell, your boy.
Okay. Hustler. Yep.
Greg Monroe. You remember him?
Yeah. Old Cav, old Detroit Piston. Yep.
Leandro Barbosa.
Okay. The Blur. Miss him.
He's old, man. He's 44 years old now.
He helped Golden State win them championships. Same thing with San Antonio. Okay.
Corey Brewer.
Okay. Random 60-point score, Corey Brewer. Yep.
He was lighting it up too. I'll tell you that.
Like for him to do what he did at Florida as like a 2-way like lockdown player, and then goes to Minnesota, same thing. He's like a defensive player, and then you look at like stats, you're like 83 Bam, 81 Kobe, Luka.
Corey Brewer.
What is that?
I feel like Amir Johnson. I don't even remember him.
Yep. Okay.
Amir Johnson.
Yeah, he used to play for the Pistons too.
Was there anyone else that played in the NBA? Pargo, guy named Pargo. He was like a journeyman.
Yeah.
It was fun. The highlight was the first game. It was Greg Monroe versus the Montrezl Harrell, and them dudes were going at it.
I was gonna say down in the paint. Yeah,
they were just banging, and it was fun. Like you could tell like the players actually cared, even though it was a dumb 3-on-3 tournament. Like Montrezl Harrell was like foaming at the mouth. He was his normal self if it was like NBA Game 7 of the finals.
He doesn't have an off switch. It's just 100% or nothing at all.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun for what it was, and we got the free swag. End of the game, like we were sitting behind the basket, and there was a guy behind the basket the whole time on his phone. Like he worked there. He had a production lanyard on, and we're like, "What is this?" Like literally, like we're there for 3 hours. The man just didn't look up for his phone once. And at the end of the show, like
when did this shit get over?
We were like leaving, and he's just like chatting us up. And he's like, "You want a bunch of free shit?" We're like, "Hell yeah, we do!"
Absolutely.
Handing us shirts and hats and stuff. And my wife's just like, "I have a question. What do you do?" We watched him and joked about him. He's just like, you know what he does is you'll kind of find his dope is the scores tables, like all the signage, like that lights up during the games. He's like, oh, I do all the score tables, like an advertisement stuff like that.
So he's the one that switches it from like Heineken to
I'm like,
that's pretty sick.
Well, that's a pretty sweet job if you just sit on your phone for 3 hours
the whole time. Yeah, I don't even have to look up. You're just like, oh, 30 seconds, do ad.
So big 3. I would recommend it if there's 4 games, not 2.
For sure. Okay. I don't think they're going to be doing anything like that around here anytime soon, though. At least I won't be driving to Charlotte to go watch a big 3 game, 3 series.
It was a little sad though, like the lack of people there. I'm like, oh, I don't know why they don't show the crowds on TV, but it was fun.
Okay, that's good though. Good shit. Good stuff.
Yeah. You got a good weekend?
Weekend was good. Yeah. I'll leave the me and the missus weekend. But the weekend prior, we actually went to go see a minor league baseball game for the Durham Bulls, and it's actually pretty dope. They are, the affiliate of the Rays. Rays,
okay.
Yeah, and the stadium is dope. I didn't realize that they play the ACC championship there. Durham makes sense, but they have like a mini green monster in left field. It's not as high, but it's the same type of like feeling of it being higher than the rest of the field. Every seat in the house was great. Like there was no bad seat that you could sit. They got a kids zone. We didn't bring the kids, but like if it's in the future, it'd be like, oh yeah, they can go do their jumping on the trampoline or jump house. Yeah. And then like the craziest part about this, and like I'm not gonna go off on a tangent, but like kinda, dog, stadiums don't need to charge people a shit ton for like concessions. You really don't. Like I know that like Atlanta is doing their like very cheap, like $4 nachos, $3 dog. Like they're doing what they can. If Atlanta can do it, everybody can. Because when we went there, the surprise of like, all right, I'm hungry. I'm gonna get chicken tenders and French fries. Fries were amazing. I'm gonna get 2 hot dogs because it's been a while since I've been to a ballpark, and I'm gonna get 2 beers. Guess the price.
2 hot dogs, 2 beers, chicken tenders, $57.
42.
Yeah.
$42. And it's like I like had to check. I was like, "What, did you get everything?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, 2 beers at Fenway is $36.
Yeah.
What's this? You know what I'm saying? Like that
wings at the big 3 game. You don't even want to know how much I pay for chicken.
I could only imagine $20-something. And it's like if I can go to this random ass AAA minor league game in a 6 stadium on a beautiful summer night, like why would I want to go to a Red Sox game? You know what I'm saying? Like why would I want to pay literally $30 for 2 beers? That doesn't make sense. Yeah, it got me. It's 20 minutes down the road too. So like next summer, because it's the tail end of the minor league season now, but like next summer, like hell yeah, I will probably go 2 or 3 times. Like it's just a rent, and they got fireworks after the game on the weekends.
That's dope.
Big win too. I don't know. I know we got fantasy football to talk about, but big win. Minor league games, if they play a doubleheader, they only play. No. They play 7 innings in the second one. It was a fucking win. Yeah. So like it's the 7th inning. Everybody's cheering. I'm like, what's going on? The dude hits a walk-off home run. I'm like, that's sick. And I'm like, oh wait, that's the end. Like I thought it was just a home run. And everybody's like, all right, pack it up. Time to go. I'm like, word. We were here for 2 hours. This is beautiful.
I know they would never change it because of like records and stuff like that, but 7 innings is the perfect length for a baseball game.
It was nice. It was perfect. I was like, I feel like I didn't miss anything. It didn't drag. It was over and done with.
Nice. I like that, man. I'm glad you had a good time. Yeah. All right, you want to talk some fantasy football?
Let's get this. Let's get it. The remix.
Feels good, man, to be back. It feels good to talk some fantasy football.
It really does.
All right. So what we're gonna do is me and D have ADP sheets in front of us, and what that is, ADP stands for average draft position. I like to use the Fantasy Football Calculator website. They basically kind of scour the internet and grab data. Go through like 1,000, 2,000 drafts and kind of compile where guys are going on average. And this isn't based on like ESPN rankers or Yahoo rankers. It's like what people are actually doing. So it gives you a better
In
sense
actual
of what's
drafts.
yeah, it gives you a better sense of like what's actually going on. Like when you jump in a draft room, what's going to happen? Obviously, things change, right? Like you might be in a draft with a bunch of Patriots fans. You might see Drake May go in the second round because, like, whatever,
Yeah.
Patriots fans. But this is your best kind of insights to what's going to happen. We're going to dive into this in 3 segments. We'll talk about the first 2 rounds, which is the don't fuck up rounds, right? Because that could sink your draft. We're going to then do, I think, 3 through 6. So 3 rounds in one. And that's kind of like, let's fill out your roster. And then we're going to talk about 7 round and above, which is like, hey, let's get some lottery tickets. Let's find someone who can actually win us a league, right? Before we get started with some of the rounds, did you have anything you want to just generally talk about with your fantasy football strategy or something that you want to call out?
So strategy for me, obviously, it depends on how many teams. That's a huge factor in how many teams you guys are playing with.
Our rounds are based on 12 teams, just
Cool.
a heads up.
Yep. So that's rule number 1 is knowing how many teams. Number 2 is knowing obviously the rules. Is it half point PPR? Is it full point PPR? Is it standard? Meaning running backs aren't as valuable if that's the case, if there's no points per reception. Third is understanding injuries and injury history. So you can't just go in to be like, this guy did really good last year. He's going to do amazing this year.
I know what you're talking about right there.
Doesn't always work that way. Okay. So let's pump the brakes. And then for me, a little peek behind the curtain. I'm sure everybody that's played in leagues, I've won many leagues. You have won many leagues. We have done this show. And I'm pretty sure if you have 3 and I have 3, are you in 4? I think I'm in 3.
I'm actually in 2 now. But
Okay.
this is our 4th time doing this.
I was going to say, on average, I'm pretty sure, let's say that we've been in 3 leagues each. We've won at least 1 or 2 leagues every single year that we've done this. Like, I know that I've won 3 out of 4 seasons, and I know you've won at least 3 out of 4 seasons. And it's like, we're not just blowing smoke, and we're not professionals, but it's one of those, 2 guys that have played the game. We understand how certain things happen with how coaching and how play styles affect so on and so forth. So hopefully this helps people out. I have my own strategies, which you'll hear influencing when we go through these.
Yeah, we'll start the rounds 1 and 2 in 1 second. I just want to say, like, one of my philosophies I like to live by with fantasy football, at the very least, is volume is king. Meaning, I prefer players who are going to like, if I'm a running back, right? I'm getting a running back 20 carries versus a guy like Travion Henderson. I love him, his explosive ability, but that scares me a little bit because he's in a timeshare. So, like, I might look at him as like, oh, he's going to the 4th round. I might be a little bit hesitant because, again, that's a guy who can have a boom or bust week and really sink you. Because, again, if you're not getting consistent volume, you're not delivering on a consistent basis. And the second thing, if you're looking back at a retrospective, like, this guy fucking crushed it last year. If you're not James Cook, touchdowns are very variant. So, like, maybe a guy finished 5th running back or 5th wide receiver, but he had a career high number of touchdowns. He had, like, most touchdowns in the league. Is that, you have to ask yourself this question: is that likely to repeat the next year, that high touchdown total, because it's so variant, right? You can get stopped at the 1 yard line 5 times over a course of a season. Maybe the next season you punch in those 5 times. Hell, that's like 30 fantasy points total added on to the guys. So, like, things to consider, right? You're looking for consistency, especially in these first 2 rounds. So let's actually jump right into the first 2 rounds. I'm just going to rat-a-tat-tat read off UD, like, the guys going in order based on the ADP in the first round. If I can find my my sheet, which may have just closed out on me. No, here it is.
I got you here. If you okay, you got it.
Yeah. So in order, round 1, we're looking at Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, so running back, and this is a non-PPR ADP grab, by the way. So it might be different if it's a full PPR. Puka Nacua is the first wide receiver off the board. Jonathan Taylor number 4. JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, number 5. Jamar Chase. So we have 3 running backs, 3 receivers. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, James Cook, Drake London, and Devon. He has a different name now.
H. Wait, no, he didn't say it was. ATN, yeah, Devon ATN.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while to get used to. Um, so let's just look at like if you're picking at the top part of this draft, is there anything that sticks out to you as like potentially worrisome, or are these all just no brainers at the top of the draft?
No brainers are going 1 through 3. I
Jameer,
might even stretch and
Bijan,
say 4. The only reason why I stretch with 4 is because of the quarterback situation in Indy. And I think that not that Jonathan Taylor isn't a bell cow workhorse running back, at some point the wheels are going to fall off when teams start stacking 10 and 11 in the box
Okay,
because the quarterback situation is just hell.
let's talk about Jonathan Taylor.
Mhm.
Just signed his contract, so he re-upped with the team. They obviously have confidence in him. From what I've heard, Daniel Jones is expected to be on track to start week 1. So, like, it seems like Daniel Jones will be the starting quarterback, if not week 1, week 2, or week 3. The question is with Daniel Jones, what is he going to look like in that return, right? So there is some baked in risk there with Jonathan Taylor. We've seen last year when Daniel Jones was healthy and performing at the level that we think he can perform, right? When he was at his best last year, Taylor was the best running back in the
Going
league.
off. Yep.
If we have a situation where Daniel Jones does come back, right? That's a positive for Taylor. If he does play the level he played last year, great. We're getting proper value for Jonathan Taylor, maybe even a slight steal because he could be the number 1 pick on the board. I agree with you, though. There is some risk taking a guy number 4 where his quarterback, which if he plays poorly, you're going to see heavier boxes, really influences his outcome. So I think I agree with you that like Taylor is a little bit risky for me. So if I'm you, are you going to rank, like if you're ranking guys yourself personally, are you taking a JSN, a Jamar Chase? Tell me when to stop. JSN,
Stop.
well,
Oh,
a guy that you
what is
wouldn't
it?
take, a
Oh,
guy
I
that you would
wouldn't.
take John Taylor over. JSN, Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey.
Stop.
Okay, so you would
I'm
have
taking the other wide receivers, not CMC. Yes.
okay. So
I
you have
wouldn't let. Yeah, I'm not saying when I say like it's like risk, like it's just know what you're getting. You can't. He can't drop to 7, 8, 9. You know what I'm saying?
he's gonna take
That's
there, yeah.
stupid. But you look at number 4 and you go, okay, if
I'd
I'm
rather go
going
Jamar
Taylor,
Chase,
yeah, if I have the choice to not pick him at 4, I'm picking Jamar or I'm taking Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't want to be that guy that takes him at 4 and then it burns me because those more consistent volume, non-injury plagued players that are not reliant on somebody else. Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to ball out, whether it's Geno Smith or Sam Darnold. We just saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like he became a name with Geno Smith, and then he became an MVP candidate with Sam Darnold. He's going to play. Jamar Chase is the best receiver in football. Like, so the only reason why he's not as high as Puka or JT is because Joe Burrow is coming back from injury. But if he plays the way he's supposed to, whether it's Joe Flacco back there, Joe Burrow, we saw a random Cincinnati quarterback last year. He dominated with, like, he's going to get his numbers. So I would trust more. If I'm at number 4, I'm going wide receiver and then letting somebody else pick Jonathan Taylor on the back end and go, oh, you took Jamar, you took Jackson Smith and Jigba. Like, all right, cool. You go ahead and take Taylor.
Yeah, and it's easier if it's a PPR or half PPR format, right? Because the decision's easier. You're getting a little extra points for catches. Where I don't know JT's catch numbers off the top of my head, but I don't view him as like a receiving back. Is that fair?
No, he will catch, but he's not your Gibbs. He's not
Yeah.
your Robinson. He's not your ATN. He's not involved in the he's not getting subbed out, but he's not really involved with the pass game. They're not splitting him out as a wide receiver and making him run routes.
I don't love the back half of this first round. If I'm being
was
honest,
scary.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
exactly that was what I said. I feel a little scared about it. Christian McCaffrey, like he was awesome last year. I don't remember. I think he played maybe 15. Like it was
Played a
one
lot.
of those. What's that?
He played a lot of the games last year.
Yeah, he didn't miss a lot of games. Like we know his injury history. I feel like if he's there at the end of the first round, you have to take him. Derrick Henry, you know, he's again getting up there in age. I think we were worried about the wheels falling off. I mentioned that for last year's draft, and it was somewhat true. I think he had a stronger second half of the season than the first half. But like, at some point, Derrick Henry's output's going to drop. I like Amon-Ra. Another guy that's like I don't feel great about is Devon Etienne.
Yep.
HN. It's again like phenomenal player, even under the shit circumstances last year. He did produce. Was it a first round production? Probably not. But, this Miami team is significantly worse this year. Granted, I probably think they upgraded their quarterback position. But elsewhere in that offense, like especially the wide receiver room, it's really bleak. So all eyes offensively will be on him. I don't feel great about at least 3 or 4 of the guys going in the back half of the first.
ATN also lost another running back, and then Ollie Gordon split some carries towards the end of the last season in goal line situations, which is not good.
Yeah.
Because we know Etienne, it's going to be weird to say that, but we know Etienne is your speedy, get the ball, turn a 5-yard gain into 70. But when it's crunch time, they were bringing in other running backs, Ollie Gordon being one of them who had a better second half. So that is one of those, like, when I say scary, I look at it and go, damn, I got to pick one of these guys, but you better have a solid backup because you're not picking for a very long time after that, and it will burn you. If you miss on HN, London, or Henry, you have to hit in that second round with your backup for whatever that position is that you take, because you're going to be hurting if you take Derrick Henry and he gives you third round production this season.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. Like, there's very few guys in the first round, maybe the top 5 that you feel very confident about. I like Drake London there in the first round as well. Amon-Ra is solid. He's always consistent, but there's a lot of guys where you could land on a landmine, and we talked about the importance of just not messing up your draft in the first 2 rounds. And there's a couple guys that I wouldn't feel great throughout the course of the season. I'd be like kind of biting my nails for some of these guys.
So you just said that about Drake London. I don't have him in the first round in mine.
Okay.
I really don't. I don't think, and that I've been a Michael Penix Jr. cat.
Ooh, like that their quarterbacks too.
Yeah, like I've been pulling for him to be the guy, but you have a quarterback room of Michael Penix Jr., Tua Tagovailoa, and I don't even know is Kirk still there?
No,
he's not.
He's in Las Vegas.
Okay, he's in Vegas. Oh yeah, he's in Vegas with the dude that looks just like him. But for quarterbacks, Penix Jr., Tua, and Cooper Rush. I think London is he gets great targets. He gets the targets, but the quarterback position I think is going to hurt them because you're going to have Bijan Robinson taking 2 players in the first round from the same team. Somebody's losing share. It's just part of it because they're not the Cowboys, which if it were me, I know we're not going to talk too much second rounder right now. There is a Cowboy that I would take over Drake London in the first round just because of the way that their offense is. Everybody else, I see decent reason as to why you take them 1 through 12. London, that quarterback room is not good, and I just don't trust it at all. He's not somebody that's going to get you, 15 catches, 80 yards. He's going to get you 6 catches, 90. And because it's not a pure volume type of guy, he's just like a big body in the end zone type of receiver. It could hurt them if these quarterbacks are just inaccurate.
I think we can transition to the second round. I think for me, if you get to pick your draft position in your 12-man league, I think ideally anywhere in the top 6, I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm usually a 6.
I like the second round.
I 5 being my favorite number. With 12, right in the middle. If you get 6, I think you're in a really good spot this season.
I think guys going in the middle to late second round provide a lot of upside. So let's jump into it. Round 2, and we won't say all the names as we go through like round 3, 4, and 5. But since we're in like the top 2, I'll just rattle off some of the guys ADP going in the second round in order: Rashee Rice, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, CeeDee Lamb, Ashton Genty, George Pickens, Justin Jefferson, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Josh Allen, Omarion Hampton, and Nico Collins. I look at this group of players, and I know there's gonna be a lot of Saquon fans, and I think he might have a stronger year this year. But like when I look at the second round, I don't see a lot of tiering. Like a lot of these guys in the second round, whether you're picking first pick in the second round or last pick, I feel like you can get similar value throughout that second round. Do you disagree, or are you on board with me?
I get where you're going with it. I think that there's more between Saquon, Josh, and CD than there are with Josh. Sorry, I'm not going to put a quarterback there. AJ Brown, Omarion Hampton, and Nico Collins. I don't think that you can flip those and say you get the same value. I skipped Rashee Rice because
I don't know
if there's a scary name to look at, love Patrick Mahomes. The brother's coming back from a torn leg. Like, who knows how it's going to react? Rashee Rice, does he still even have any like suspensions lift over his head, or is that just done? And
I think he's good, but didn't he also have an off-season procedure? And like, who knows what dumb thing he's going to end up by doing during the season? So he's probably on very thin ice with the league right now.
Yeah, so like I'm out with the question marks. Saquon, Josh, and CD. If there were 3 guys in that round that you look at and go, you're gonna get, doesn't matter, you're gonna get production from them. Are you going to get first round? Who knows? CD is splitting with George now. Josh is up or down with Green Bay. You know what I'm saying? Like that offense was hot and then they cooled the F off really quickly. And then Saquon is Saquon. Like he can get you 20 touchdowns and 1,800 rushing yards, or he can get you 1,215 touchdowns, but the Eagles are going to be, 14-3. So it's like the Eagles are more worried about winning versus stats. We saw that in the year that he could have broke the rushing record, and he was like, nah, we're good. So like you got to take that into account when it comes to like they're going to be playing to win games. They're not going to be playing to throw up a bunch of stats, especially with another new offensive coordinator there.
There's one name I highlighted from round 2. Any guesses who it is?
AJ Brown. Wait, highlighted as like he belongs there or he doesn't belong there?
Highlighted as like I'm going to target him if I can see, if he comes around.
Really? I didn't see anybody in there. I hope you're not talking Chase Brown. Okay.
I would love nothing better to get the 6th pick in the draft. Have Jonathan Taylor fall to me at 6 and get Justin Jefferson.
Oh, yes. Yeah, yes.
Justin Jefferson was
in the second round.
The top receiver 2-3 years ago. He's been amazing his whole career. One bad year with JJ McCarthy. Like, we thought Justin Jefferson was quarterback proof and he could do it regardless of what quarterback. Well, JJ McCarthy is that bad. End of story. I know it's Kyler and everyone has a nasty taste in their mouth from Kyler, but he will throw a deep ball. He'll give it a go. And if this is the theory I've heard thrown around with the Justin Jefferson and the Vikings, it's like, let's say it goes poorly again this year. This man's in his prime. He has no quarterback. He's not going anywhere. He has every right to be like, I'm done with this team. I don't want to be here no more. I would think that Justin Jefferson is the priority number 1 for the Vikings this year to make sure he's happy with them long term. And number 2, Kevin O'Connell, their head coach, is on very thin ice. And if he can't get this thing started up again, his job is gone. So I view Justin Jefferson as like the ultimate bounce back candidate where we might end the season. He finishes as like a top 6 player in fantasy. It's in the realm of possibilities.
Ugly admission, but it's just part of fantasy football because fantasy football isn't ranking quarterbacks. If Kyler Murray is healthy, he's a top 5 fantasy football quarterback because he gets you passing touchdowns. He throws the ball. I know he's 5'8", but he throws the ball. It's just part of his game. But he also runs the ball. And because of the way he scrambles, it opens up passing for him. One of the best non-route running creators in the league is Justin Jefferson. Just do something to figure out throwing the ball near him, and he's going to go get it. So, like, that placates into the way that Kyler Murray plays. If he stays healthy, that's the biggest caveat. If he's dealing with a hamstring, if he's dealing with some type of leg injury, then no, he drops from like top 5 to bottom 15. But when Kyler Murray is healthy, he is easily a top 5 quarterback in fantasy football because of the dual threat ability that he provides, which is only going to help somebody like a Justin Jefferson.
A couple more things. AJ Brown
Ugh.
Very interested in him this year to see what he does with Drake May. Kind of unlocked.
You see how ugly Drake May looks in camp right now? It's not good.
No.
It's not good. But you guys are happy with him.
You haven't pegged as the regression candidate.
Yes, they will go backwards. They have this, like, they went from having the easiest schedule in the last 50 years to now having a runner-up schedule. Good luck with that.
Okay, just a couple of things in the second round. Again, first 2 rounds, we're trying to not screw up our draft. We're just trying to have really solid finishers. Like, even if they don't finish in this, like, if I got a second round guy, even if he doesn't finish in the second round, like, if he finishes a third round guy, that's okay. Like, we don't want to just have a first round guy drop down to be like 7th round value. That just, our season's done. Just a couple ones that I'm just like, head scratch a little bit. I get it. With Genty, he had all the hype. He's still a phenomenal player. I don't know how much they actually improved that offensive line, which was their huge major issue with him last year. So Genty going somewhere around pick 15, still a little nervous about that one. And then finally, like, I'm just not a draft a quarterback in the first 2 rounds guy. I know Josh Allen's that good, but we'll have a discussion later about some of the quarterbacks you can get later. I just don't see the value here of reaching up to get a quarterback in round 2.
I don't. Anybody can pop off and have a season. And when you go that high, when you think of going quarterback this high, round 2, maybe even 3, you are banking on them breaking records. The league doesn't allow you to do that anymore. So, like, the reason why you're not seeing quarterbacks throw for 45, 50 touchdowns anymore is because the league has placated towards playing cover 2 versus playing cover 1. And what we used to see, again, deep in the bag of analytics now, what we used to see is teams try to fill the box, one safety over the top, and then you see these random play action bombs down the field. We used to talk about how strong Josh Allen's arm is, Patrick Mahomes' arm is, Justin Herbert's arm is. That was the thing. You don't see those plays anymore because these safeties are now playing 8 to 12 yards off, and there's 2 of them. So now you see more of people in the between the numbers type of game. So if you're taking a quarterback round 2, even round 3 high, you have to bank on him breaking every passing record in order for that pick to justify itself. And the game's not like that anymore. We're not seeing 45 to 50 passing touchdowns in a season. We are seeing 30 to maybe 35, but them have 10 rushing touchdowns. That's just not that's not worth it that high. You can still get 32 passing touchdowns and 6 rushing touchdowns from Fernando Mendoza this season. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he's a second round pick, but you can get that production from somebody Dak Prescott wise, who's going 8th, 9th, 10th round as a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. I think Josh Allen will be the best fantasy quarterback. It's just a matter of how early, right? And just for comparison, Josh Allen, end of the second round, it looks like based on the ADP, there's a next tier of quarterbacks going off the board. The next quarterback after him is end of the 4th round in Drake May, right next to Lamar, Joe Burrow, Dak Prescott. So if you can wait a couple rounds, you could get a guy that's maybe, I don't know, 10% less production, but you're saving 2 or 3 rounds on the pick. So I'm with it on that one. I just have a question for you just in general. Yeah. And I'm guessing the answer is going to be no for you. I'm a little bit more yes, but I see Omarion Hampton, end of the second round, Chargers running back. There's been a lot of buzz this kind of offseason just talking about potential of the Chargers offense taking a next step forward, adding Mike McDaniel, former Dolphin head coach, as the play caller. Are you in with the Chargers buzz? Is like this offense basically becoming maybe not the same level, but you know how when Mike McDaniel got to Miami and their offense just took off, they dropped like 50 points on the Broncos in that one game. Like, do you think that the Chargers have that opportunity to take this massive leap offensively this year?
No,
you're out.
No, I think the mystique of Mike McDaniel's offense is gone. I think he had more weapons. I get the quarterback is better in Justin Herbert, but the weapons, you don't get much better than Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devin Etienne, and would they have Raheem Mostert? I think was their backup at one time.
I think so, yeah.
With I'm pretty sure they had a good tight end also. You don't get much more explosive than that. And yes, the Chargers are a better team, but you've regressed with players. So like I don't think that you're going to see some new innovative thing that they're going to do. Justin Herbert was supposed to be the guy by now. It doesn't matter what you do, what you put in front of him, he's still doing the same thing. So no, I don't see that new coach, new offensive coordinator. I don't see there being a drastic change in the Chargers offense. I think it's going to be relatively similar to what they did the last 5 seasons.
Okay. I think they'll be better, but that's fair on your behalf. And I wanted to bring up because Amari Hampton's a guy who has been moving up draft boards as the offseason has progressed and we're getting closer to the season. Because I think there's a prevailing belief within the football community that this offense will look reinvigorated by the addition. I mean, it can't be worse than it was last year. I think they had the old Ravens play caller. I forget who it was, but he was awful in Baltimore and was awful in no, I was going to say San Diego, but in LA as well. All right. So rounds 3 through 6, for us, this is kind of like meat and potatoes part of the draft, right? You're just trying to fill out a roster and make sure all your major positions are covered. You want to make sure that I would say like your 2 running back slots are covered, at least 2 wide receivers at this point, maybe a tight end. Personally, I would rather have all my running back slots, all my wide receivers slots covered by the end of the 6th round. So just taking a quick peek of what's come off the board. A lot of running backs, a lot of wide receivers at this point after the first 2 rounds. Looking ahead, do you just a big picture when you're looking into the meat and potatoes part of the draft? Are there any positions that you feel wide receiver and running back, we'll just focus on those because those have gone quickly in the first 2 rounds, that you can make up ground here and that will influence your decisions in the first 2 rounds? Because if you get to the 3rd round, right, we've always done these drafts where we get into the draft, we're like, oh, like this guy's still available. Sweet. I got my stud 2 wide receivers in the first 2 rounds. Awesome. I'm so happy they fell to me. And you get to the 3rd round, you're like, shit, there is no running backs left. Right. So my question to you is, you looking ahead in 3rd and 4th round, if you were to go, let's say, running back heavy in the first 2 rounds, do you feel like there's some wide receivers that could make up that ground or vice versa?
In round 3?
3 and 4. We'll just do big.
Like how? Okay, 3 and 4. Okay, 3 and 4. Yes, because you see, I know it's. We used to say, why would we do this? But that's just part of the game. Olave just got paid. You're going to see him take a huge increase in target share in New Orleans this year. They're expected to be the division winner with what's going on. He's their leading receiver, and they have another threat. So Olave is a steal, not steal, but he is a target player in round 3. I know he didn't have the greatest year because of like kind of injuries, but he started off hot. Your boy Emeka Abuka, because Mike Evans is gone. So now he is the de facto 1, I believe, in Tampa. Even though they got Baker pissed off, get this brother the ball and he will produce. And I know this is a scary one, but if he comes back the way that he should, you got to find a way to get Malik Neighbors on your team.
Okay.
Malik Neighbors he's productive if they could figure out, keeping homeboy Jackson Dart healthy. He's not a speedster. He's a route runner. And that's huge for people that are just volume. He's going to get you 8 to 12 targets. He's going to get you he's like a 97% catch percentage. He's going to get you 8 receptions, 60 yards in a PPR league. That's solid. You get a touchdown mixed in with them. Boom. That's solid production for a round 3 receiver. If that's your 3rd receiver that you're grabbing on your team.
So I think we're both in agreement. I'm looking at the guys you said wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. There were a handful of wide receivers in this 3rd round going into the 4th round that I would feel comfortable with as my wide receiver 2. Maybe you can make a case for wide receiver 1 if you went running back. Conversely, if you were looking to fill this out with running backs, getting running backs in this point of the draft, like Kyron Williams is fine. I feel like the young guy there is nipping at his heels a little bit in LA. Who's the guy, Blake Corum?
Yes.
He's nipping at his heels a little bit. Breece Hall, I know the Jets suck. I know it's not a sexy pick, but he'll be consistent for you this season.
They got Geno.
Javante, fine. Like, there's a bunch of guys that you see, like, you're like, fine. But after maybe Travis, good God, Etienne, how do you say his new name? Etienne?
Devin Achan or
Travis
Travis?
Etienne.
Travis Etienne.
Etienne, okay.
The one that's in New Orleans.
Yes.
It's Travis
The
Etienne.
new names are throwing me off, man. I can't do it. I can't do it yet. Like, maybe after that, I'm the running backs just fall off a cliff for me.
Yeah, and I'm with you. I like this high. Obviously, he's a rookie. I love Jeremiah Love. That is an Adrian Peterson type running back. We may see him explode.
That worries me.
Don't say his name.
They brought in they have a shit ton of running backs. I know they drafted Love.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Hold on. Who was the running back? And I need help with the name here. That
James
backed up
Conner.
Bijan last year.
Oh, Tyler Algier.
They gave Algier real money to come to that team.
Sure.
And at the very least, Algier is a bruising running back. He might be a guy that they bring into the goal line to steal carries. Like,
No.
they have a lot of dudes in that room right now in the running back room. I'm sure he'll be great, Jeremiah Love. But, like, I guarantee there's going to be weeks where you're disappointed because Jeremiah Love's getting vultured left and right from people. I guarantee.
I think they brought in Jeremiah Love because the experiment of James Conner, Trey Benson, Bam Knight didn't work. And they were like, we're going to give this a 70-30 share. We need a backup, but James Conner's not a backup anymore. Trey Benson is not a backup anymore. And Bam Knight, who everybody was high on last year, he's not a backup anymore. Jeremiah Love is our one. He's getting 70-30 share. If we need to bring in Algier, he's going to be the guy that is targeted off of somewhat of passes, but we're giving the rock to Jeremiah Love. That's what I think is going to happen in Arizona.
I have a guy in my round 3 do not draft.
Do not draft.
I'll draft him in the round 5 or something, but it's a do not draft around 3.
You didn't say his name. Are we talking Zay Flowers or are we talking Ken Walker?
I'm talking Cam Scatterboo.
Oh, I don't know why he's this high.
I had to check. I had to check. I saw like, here's the thing. This sheet's based off of ADP of real people drafting. So I'm like, maybe people are just drafting him like idiots high. And then I like, let me check fantasy experts. I went to like CBS Sports. Motherfuckers have him ranked 33, 43, 25 inexplicably, and 27. I'm like, oh, so like this is the thing. People are like really drafting Cam Scatterboo in the 3rd round. I don't get it, man.
No. Coming off of a blown leg, again, broke his ankle. That's not just like something that's easy to come back from. If he does come back healthy, his play style is not fit for fantasy football. It's amazing to watch as a bruiser. It is amazing for a fan to be like, yeah, the Stone Cold Steve Austin running back from the longest yard. Everybody loves that type of back. And you know what I'm talking about. Like, we need that. That's how a real man runs the ball. And then you're gone for 6 weeks because you run like a dumbass. Like, that's what's going to happen. When you ram your head into the goalpost just because you end up having a short career. So, like, I'm a fan of the way how hard he plays.
Yeah.
But there are times where you have to avoid contact during weeks 1, 2, and 3, so you're available for weeks 15, 16, and 17. And I don't think that's going to get through his thick-ass skull. So, no, there's not a chance in hell. You could give me 17 other running backs that I would pick before him in round 3. 1,000%. I'm not taking that risk. That's stupid.
Yeah, it's an injury. It's opening up your fantasy app on Sunday morning and see the big O next to his name because he's going to get hurt. I'm surprised he's going this high in drafts, and I don't hype him as a pass catcher either.
Dude. No, he's not. No, he had a great 3 weeks
on offense too. He's on offense that's not particularly exciting either. It's not like he's on, the Bengals offense. He's gonna get a ton of touchdown attempts. We're talking about the Giants here.
Yes, who's also coming back with Jackson Dart being injured. Like,
yeah.
So, like, I think he is a hype pick. And if you guys are on the hype train, get the fuck off because that has got train wreck written all over it. I don't care how hard he runs and how cool he is. If we're talking strictly fantasy, maybe a great running back for your team, but if we're talking strictly fantasy football, don't waste the 3rd round pick on him. Please don't do that.
I feel like round 4 is just kind of a crapshoot. Like pick your
No,
poison.
there's some steals in there.
Who are your guys you're looking at that you really enjoy?
First one, and again, call me a homer. Kamara's taking a back seat. The offense for the Saints is getting better. ATN did his thing when he was in Jacksonville. He came over to New Orleans last year. We showed that he can be a halfback one again. Let's see how he can do it this late in round 4. I wouldn't put him in there as like I can wait till round 4 to draft him as my HB1.
No.
But a solid 2. If you have a really good number 1 pick above him, I think you can get between 15 to 20 points a game with him based off of pure volume. He's a pass catcher and he's a runner. I also think that there is stash away. I know this is a weird one, but Alec Pierce, I think.
Oh man, I'm out on Alec Pierce.
Alec Pierce is a solid sleeper for the round 4 area. Like
That's
he randomly gets you those big 12 reception games. And we were just talking about Danny Dimes and him being healthy, he targeted Pierce more than he targeted Pittman when he was out there. Pittman was the one that was getting the touchdowns, but getting up the field, it was the route runner in Alec Pierce. Oh,
the whole Alec
That's
Pierce
me.
thing was just mind-boggling to me. Like how much buzz he got this offseason, like early in the offseason about his contract and signing the deal with Indy to stay there. I just don't trust the offense enough to draft a guy that I don't feel super confident in the 4th round. Because Alec Pierce is going next to like Rome Odunze. I would feel supreme confidence taking Rome over Alec Pierce because the pedigree as far as like what Rome was coming out of college into the NFL, what he's done this year, and we're expecting like Caleb Williams to take a leap. Rome still growing, like and with a great OC and Ben Johnson. Like I would much rather get a guy like Rome Odunze, born as Garrett Wilson because he can still produce. I guess no one else really around there. Some of these other wide receivers,
there you go.
It really drops off.
That's why I said that. That's why I said it.
I'm like, nah, I'm DJ
Nope.
Moore. I don't know.
No.
Lad,
New area.
I would rather take a shot with Lad McConkey in the 5th
I'm
round.
out. I was in on Lad McConkey 2 years ago. I'm out now.
So you're on one white wide receiver, but not on the other one.
Oh, you only get one at a time.
One at a time for a while.
Exactly.
Then Edelman. All right. I really like round 5, by the way.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
Can I just call out some of the guys that I really enjoy?
Yeah.
I really like in round 5. Bijal Tutin, first of all, big highlight. The Jags, I know that you're kind of like hit or miss on Trevor Lawrence. It's undeniable that second half of the season for the Jaguars, how much improvement we saw with the Jacksonville offense.
Yes.
Particularly with Trevor Lawrence. They brought in Liam Cohen the prior year. Takes a little while to figure things out. I think the Jaguars figured something out. The playoff end sucked, right? It was a tough loss in the playoffs. But like before that point, second half of the season, great offense, great run game. Bijal Tutin was drafted in, I think, the first 3 rounds of the draft the prior year. He was a rookie last year. Achane like speed, right? Miami Achane like speed. And now he's getting a chance to be a feature back in this offense. Like I'm in on Bijal Tutin. I think it's like a really nice, hey, I draft this guy in the 5th round. He might end up being a 2nd round guy at the end of the year. Him, Jadarian Price. They just got rid of Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker in Seattle. We know this team likes to run the ball. And Zach Charbonnet, no one knows when he's going to return from injury. So it's Jadarian Price's job to start the season. And there's no guarantee when Charbonnet is coming back. And even when he comes back and he's cleared to like do physical stuff, there's a difference between returning to action and returning to play. So like at the very least, you draft Jadarian Price in the 5th round. You're getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of starting production. It's like at that point, it's worth the pick, right? And then finally, I'm still in on Jalen Waddle. Like his first 2 seasons were awesome. The Miami thing just fell apart completely. I think Waddle still has something there, and then going to Denver, he'll be their only deep threat, really. So these are 3 guys I'm like, ooh, if they fall to me in the 5th round, I'm grabbing them immediately.
I love Waddle in round 5. I don't think I don't think people understand what Sean Payton was able to do with speedy receivers in New Orleans. And I know we talk crap about Bo Nix. He can throw. The brother can still throw the ball pretty far. So I'll give him that. Accurate maybe is not as much, but he can throw the ball down the field. And they have an actual gripe as to they should have been in the Super Bowl. I think they go into this season pissed off and wanting to blow people out on offense and shut them the F down on defense. So I really love a Jalen Waddle this late. I don't know how I feel about, you said Jadarian Price. Like, it's the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a balanced attack type of team. Yeah, I know that you're saying that like he's going to get the target share. Sorry, the majority share because Charbonnet being out, but they're going to find running backs. The Seahawks always do.
Where did you draft Price?
Where did he get drafted?
Where did he get drafted?
That's what I'm saying. Like you're talking about like
what
round.
Yeah,
I would say third, maybe fourth. I don't see him being like a fifth, sixth rounder. So but I could be way off. I just see Seattle as always. He's a first round.
He was drafted in the first round of the NFL draft this year, pick 32. So like you don't draft a running back.
I didn't know that.
Round. You don't draft a running back in the first round if you are gonna 50-50 him. Like that's a significant investment in the running back position.
I stand corrected. I did not know that he was drafted that high. If that's the case, then yes, he is going to be the starting back. They're not gonna waste their time on waiting for a running back to come back. Somebody that I would say I'm out on because of the explosiveness that you talked about earlier today. I'm not taking Trevion Henderson this season.
I have him in a highlighted yellow as like it's too rich for my pick.
No, right there. I would take who. Weird to say. I know it's not Madden, but like we got Brock Bowers in this round, but we don't have Trey McBride in round 5. Trey McBride had the best tight end production last year, and the other one's got a rookie quarterback. Give me. I know there's not that much greater talent in Arizona for quarterback right now, but give me Trey McBride, who was the best tight end last year, over somebody like a Trevion Henderson. Luther Burden just got hurt. He's not going to be. He might be ready for week 1, but I don't know if I'm risking injury. You know what I mean? This early.
I like McBride.
I'd prefer somebody like a Trey over Brock. I know in the same round, but like, look what you got Waddle and Sutton in the same round. That's tough. That is tough. Target's got to go somewhere.
Philosophical question at this point. So let's just say I'm holding off on getting my quarterback, and we need to fill out 3 wide receivers, 2 running back positions. So through round 5, I have the opportunity to get both my running backs in all 3 of my wide receivers. However, if I choose not to do that, I have to then, if I'm taking McBride here, I have to find my last wide receiver later, right? Is it worth passing on like a Jalen Waddle or a Jadarian Price to get McBride and then getting stuck with a round 6 running back wide receiver when in round 9 I can get like a Tucker Kraft, who was awesome before he got hurt from Green Bay, or Harold Fannin Jr., who came on strong for the Browns. Or I can do a little earlier, get like a Tyler Warren in round 7 or a Colston Loveland in round 7. Like, do you think it's worth making that pick in the 5th round to then maybe sacrificing one of your other positions?
Tight ends fall the F off, unfortunately. So if I have a chance to get Brock or Trey, I'm taking them over another wide receiver or another running back. Just because running backs can get replaced at some point during the season. You want to get running backs early, but when you're in this timeshare spot right here, anybody could get picked. We just talked about Ramondre Steve. Sorry, we just talked about who was the other running back for New England?
Trevion
Henderson, and then right below him is Ramondre Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? So like you're flip-flopping as to who you can actually get at running back. Tyler Warren is almost messed up. Jalen Warren and whoever the backup is in Pittsburgh. Like they're going to be splitting carries. You're going to find people that someone may get hurt, and boom, there's your chance to now grab the other back. Whereas Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, if they stay healthy, which I don't think they're like injury prone. Trey McBride was the best production last year. Like, I'm taking those guys and getting their star value at 1 through 3 best tight ends versus running backs 15 and 16, where 15 is the same thing as 16.
Round 6 has a couple what ifs. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, I'm so out on him.
I kind of feel the same way. And Brian Thomas Jr. and round 6.
Only reason why I would say out, not even out on BT, just be careful, is he can give you number 1 production, but look at what happened with that Jacksonville offense last year. You're going to be waiting. If Liam Cohen doesn't do what we want him to do, you're going to be waiting until week 9, week 10, which then you're like, I need to trade him. And then you're like, I traded him, and now he's going off for the playoffs for somebody else. So that's why the BT pick is scary, because he can be the number 1 in Jacksonville. But they got Travis Hunter. Who knows what they're going to do?
I think if I'm in around 6 and I haven't got a quarterback yet, I'll probably grab like a Jalen Hurts right there and hope that BTJ slips. I think.
Did you say you grab a quarterback?
I mean, if it's between,
if this were flat, if this were everybody was picked the way that it was picked, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
In the order, you have BTJ and Jalen Hurts. I'm like, that's good value for Jalen Hurts. To your point, BTJ, like the range of outcomes are so wide.
Mm-hmm.
Like he 2 years ago was a top producer in fantasy. Last year, it was just, I can't even start this guy. It's so bad. It sounds like Travis Hunter offensive experience is done.
Okay.
Like it sounds like the experiment in offense is moving towards being done.
Good.
I guess my understanding in camp is like he hasn't been running with the offense at all.
Good.
So that's one less mouth to feed. They still have
Jacoby
Myers, who came on strong.
And they did draft Josh Cameron.
Yeah, you would think with the talent of BTJ and the offensive mind of Liam Cohen that they would figure out some way to get him more involved. I think it's at least worth the risk at the end of the 6th round, early 7th round, because like we're entering that lottery pick territory, right? Where maybe at this point I filled out some of my core positions and it's like flex BTJ.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be an awesome hit. And if it doesn't work out, it's not burning me too bad.
Right. Yeah, it's a tough one. But like I said, you're better off with that over the splitters, which I just said who's the backup for Jalen Warren in Pittsburgh is Rico Dowdle. It's like,
yeah,
you're getting the same production from both of those guys, whereas you may be able to hit on
that's fair.
Him being better this season in Brian Thomas Jr. I don't like, if I'm picking a running back this late,
you know what that's
I'm
like?
Screwed.
I hear what you're saying, because that's like me last year. I lucked out and got Javonte Williams in like the end of the draft because he's in a 300.
He was also coming off of an ACL injury in Denver, which you had no idea how he was actually going to do.
Yeah, but the point that you were making is like, hey, he was in a committee. We didn't know how it was going to turn out, and he worked out. So like, you can find like with the running back position, like if there are timeshares, if you just buy like a lottery ticket on one of them, like it might work out. All right, now we're in the fun territory. This thought experiment with the end of the draft, and we'll try to wrap this up quickly because I know you have to go D as well. Lottery ticket time. So just kind of like 7 and beyond. Work your way down from round 7 onward. We don't have to go through like all the guys, but like just people that stick out to you. D is like this. I want to draft this guy. Maybe put him in my flex or stash him on my bench because like it could hit, and if it hits big.
First one, and I know that we joked about the quarterback situation, but try it out because he's gotten better every year. Kyle Pitts. I know that we don't want to say that he's great anymore, but every year I think it was like 6 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns, 8 touchdowns. It's on pace for now 9 to 10 as a tight end. If you're thinking about tight end this late,
I think it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is your
chill.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is I think if you need a tight end round 9, you're getting better value out of a Kyle Pitts versus an Aaron Jones running back in Minnesota, or Dallas Goedert, Wan'Dale Robinson, these guys that are not buried on the depth chart, but like you got to hope that 2 or 3 other people are not producing so that they get these guys the ball. Kyle Pitts Senior, Kyle Pitts is going to get targeted in Atlanta. So if you're finding people, you said earlier today, volume, if you're getting people that are, they're the number one guy on this offense this late, you got to keep your eye out for that type of player.
Counterpoint.
Mhm.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh, tell me about it. I'm just banking on Michael Pitts, man. I'm Penix. I'm hoping Penix Jr. is just the guy.
I'm gonna shout out Tucker Kraft in Green Bay, who
Yeah.
for a period he's going right before Kyle Pitts, but Tucker Kraft looked like a baby Gronk out there for a period, like one of the best tight ends.
3 weeks in a row, he was helping my team before he
Yeah.
went down.
Yeah. Who else do I want to call out? It's worth a shot. They're going to be bad this year, but I don't know, beginning of the 8th round, I don't hate throwing a dart at Carnell Tate, Tennessee. He'll be their only offensive weapon. I think that the team in Tennessee was held back by poor coaching last year. They got a whole new staff in there. There's gonna be some ugly weeks, but like by the end of the season, he could be a decent producer. I know early 7th round's kind of rich, but if he slips, I don't hate it. What else? I feel like there's some good quarterbacks in this range as well. So if you waited, like getting a Trevor Lawrence, I know you don't like Trevor Lawrence, but Justin Herbert, like you're not a believer of the Chargers, but if he does take a step forward, round 10 guy, Caleb Williams, another guy, like if you could grab 2 here, if you're taking like Caleb Williams and Justin Herbert, because you didn't draft a quarterback at all in the first half of the draft and you're just trying to get by, I think you'd be plenty fine doing something like that at this point in the draft.
If you can walk away with having a solid RB1, 2, wide receiver 1 and 2, and you get Caleb Williams and you said
pick your poison, Jackson Dart or Trevor Lawrence, like just a combination of like.
Yeah, I'd say you get Caleb and Jackson. You're not in a bad spot, honestly, because Ben Johnson is doing what he can, obviously, with Caleb Williams. Jackson Dart is a streamer quarterback. Like, he's not really a starter. But if you're getting 20 to 25 a game from Caleb, and then you just kind of need Jackson Dart stashed away, yeah, he can get you 20 in a game. He can also get you 5. But I think if you get this far, you've filled out your roster with actual starters, and you didn't reach for Josh Allen, you didn't reach for Lamar, you didn't reach for Dak, like you didn't go rounds 3, 4, or 5 getting a quarterback, you can get away with a two banger on this one and these rounds and be fine.
And I feel like I'm going to be a sucker again this year. I'm going to throw a dart again at Matthew Golden. I know it didn't work out last year. I thought he was going to be good last year. He just never got it together. I'm going to throw another dart at him.
The Packers offense, I just don't understand how 1 week it's Christian Watson, then randomly it's, I think there was somebody else that they had on their team last year. It wasn't Sky Moore, but like it's another receiver. And then the week after that, it's Jaden Reed. That's what it was. It's Jaden Reed. It's like, you can't I get that they have a great offense, but like give me some type of consistency out there. Like I want to be able to rely on at least one guy from that offense. But when your quarterback is Jordan Love, who some try to tell me he's a top 5 quarterback, you can't rely on that. Like, no, he's not. Like, can we please put that to rest? Can we go into 2026, 27 and not say Jordan Love is a top 5 quarterback? He's barely a top 15. Like, I don't care what his stats are. When the game is actually at needing to be a game, he does not produce. And it's the reason why the Packers are never going to be, I won't say never. The Packers are always going to be up there for teams that's considered frauds. That's my take.
Can I throw out a couple? You talk about like just grabbing some running backs and hoping something happens. This range, if you just want to throw some guys in your bench, I think there's the guys who have the potential of winning a timeshare, like winning the timeshare and being more valuable than, round 10 and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Monangai, Chicago. He had a couple really good weeks in Chicago. I don't know how deep the competition is there now. It's just him and Swift, right? More or less.
Yep.
It's worth a flyer there. What was the other one I saw?
Can I give a name?
Yeah,
Jonathan Brooks.
Jonathan Brooks. Okay.
Yep. IR last year, came in, still split carries with Chuba. Chuba had a good season. Who knows if he could replicate that?
Yeah.
You talked about
Where's he going in this draft?
uh
Oh,
showing
wow.
around 11.
Okay.
But you talked about in Arizona, you waste a draft pick that high, not waste. You pick a running back that high, you're gonna try to get them on the field. You know what I'm saying? Not Arizona, but you talk about that the Notre Dame running back.
Price.
Yes, the team that he went to. Where did he go to?
Seahawks.
No, Seattle. Yes, Seahawks. Sorry, I thought you were gonna say Seattle. But yes, if they wasted a draft pick that high to get him, the Panthers did the same thing with Brooks. They put him on IR, have him actually, a scheduled redshirt year. He comes back towards the end of the season. They're going to get him into the backfield. As good as Chuba Hubbard had as a season, they still took Jonathan Brooks, Texas running back, in round 2. I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's a good one. I might have to stash that one away. Blake Corum, another one.
Yep, you mentioned him earlier.
Rashad White, he was good for the Bucks, and Washington's backfield's been a mess. There's no clear winner there. I could see Rashad White at least getting enough value to be a flex guy, with his pass catching ability as well.
He could be good if Jaden Daniels stays healthy. Because what was What was his nickname? Ja'Cory
JCM.
Yeah, but he had a random nickname. It was Brian. They just didn't call him his name.
His nickname.
But
yeah, it's a weird name.
He could have a off season. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't even that good though last year. That's the thing. Right. JCM wasn't even that good.
So if you get what was, Rashad White in Tampa his first 2 seasons outside of when they replaced him, you get good production with a read option type quarterback. So
I think
the value is definitely there for
at this point. There's no one that you're going to start on your team, right?
No, you're swinging and hoping to pick. Yeah. You're throwing shit at a dartboard and hoping it sticks.
I would try to get 3 of these guys, and hopefully one of them becomes at least useful flex, maybe RB, a third running back, something like that.
Yeah, I think I won't just name off names, but there are some areas I'm like, all right, cool. If he's here, I'm taking him. If he's here, I'm taking him. That's what you kind of got to do this late.
I feel like this is a very strange year. I feel like in some years, there's more confidence about there's, I don't know, 3 guys in this round I feel great about, 3 guys and 9 guys and 8 guys or whatever. I feel with this particular draft, every round has a lot of question marks. Even in the first round, there's not supreme confidence. It's going to be a tough year to win. But I would say that listening to some of our advice would help, and just being active, week in and week out, we can get you a lot of places.
What you got to do is, again, if you weren't here at the beginning of, and you're listening to us now, if you play this back, you got to understand the rules of the NFL, and the way that things are changing is you're going to get explosiveness. It's just because people are fast, people are really big, really strong. But the days of 5,000 passing yards and 50 touchdowns, those are gone. Maybe they come back as a wave, but teams defensively are playing, let them drive down the field on 15 to 20 plays. Bend but don't break. Bend as much as you can. We're going to give up a touchdown, but it's going to take you 15 plays to do it. So that means you got to find value. And like we said, those guys that are targeted early. It's not a league anymore where your number 3 guy has 1,000 yards receiving, because it's just they're throwing it all over the field. That shit's dead now.
All right, good show. Hopefully we both win this all of our leagues this year. I know you will be.
I'm trying to take a step back in how many leagues I'm playing in, honestly.
If you get to 6+, it's too much. You can't even keep track at that point.
Very true.
Quick closing take and get out of here.
Yeah, we can do it.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
All right, closing takes. It's a chance for me and D to get off one last take before we get out of here. I'll make mine pretty short, D. I saw this past week that the Detroit Pistons were holding open tryouts for their G League team. Not open. I mean, it was open, but you have to pay $200 to try out. You get like the jersey. You get to play 5-on-5 games against other participants in the tryouts on their practice courts. But like hundreds of people showed up. I love the idea. Obviously, no one's making their G League team. It's kind of like a promotional stunt thing to get people interested in the team. The team made, I don't know, a couple tens of thousands of dollars doing it, and a bunch of guys got to play pickup games on the Pistons practice facility and get Pistons gear. That was pretty cool, man. I think the Nuggets also copied that this week and did the same sort of thing. What was your take on that? Don't care.
I don't really have one. No, not really.
I thought it was a neat little thing. What do you got for me?
Just a quick one because let me see if I got to find the team though. It's actually a pretty good one. I can't remember who they're playing. All right. So the University of Akron is allowing, the Zips is allowing fans. They're doing like a specific contest to allow fans or a specific fan to call the first drive plays against the team that they're playing. I think it's like Morris Brown or something like that. Alfred Morris, something like that. It's a D1AA school.
Okay.
So out of troll, who do you think is participating the most in this fan thing to try to get the plays called?
Someone from the other school?
Oh, the school, exactly. They are like trying to win this, to be like, oh, you want to do this to us, huh? Word. So like the fans, the students are all trying to get somebody from, I think it's Alfred Morris, but I'm probably way off for it. But like they're trying to get the school from the D1AA team to like win the competition so that they can call the, hey, throw this pass there, pick six the other way.
That's
like,
pretty fucking hilarious.
I think it's the funniest troll ever. I got to get the actual names. I wasn't prepared for a final take today, so I apologize. That's the one that I was like, I saw that online. I was like, that's actually kind of funny. I hope they win that.
They tried making some league where the fans called the plays, some sort of like arena football league. I think Johnny Manziel was participating in it. I'll have to find the details and send it to you, but are you pro? It's like people voting like Madden, like what plays to call.
I mean, real life isn't video games, man. Like these are people's lives that you can get somebody actually hurt for calling the wrong play. So
you're out. You're grumpy. All right, D, get us out of here, buddy.
Woo! A lot of talking, but it's fantasy football time, meaning football season is here. Big shouts to the 2026 class and my quarterback, Drew Brees, the best to ever do it, man. That was a great induction to the Hall of Fame. I don't care what you say. That's my quarterback, bro. That's my guy. That's my quarterback.
You're not here like Paul George is my GOAT.
Ugh.
That was Brandon Miller, by the way.
Oh, my goodness. But hey, let me get up out of here. Hey, every time that we are dipping out, always want to say, please catch us live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube day of. You can catch us next day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Website's usually at the bottom, frizzandthegrizz.com. If it's not there, hit us up on TikTok, where you can find all the clips, all the random things that we talk about, and more importantly, comment so that your boy gets all of the hate. We love it. We love it. We love it. Please, please, please be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what it could do for them. Make sure to take care of y'all mentals. Please make sure to take care of y'all physicals. Take care of y'all chicken. Take care of y'all cheering. And we'll catch y'all on the rebound.
I am a better player, but in times like this, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord, even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. Like that's not me.